Woo-hoo-hoo. Welcome into the Bold Sports Show. Tailgate special. You know what we do on the weekends. We love to talk a little sports. How you doing? How you feeling? Now, a lot of times we kick it off with a little conversation, a little dialogue with the fans. This is a very loose and fluid show. Any topic can come up, anything's on the list, and we're not afraid to talk about it. So, pay attention to the comments. We'll make sure we feature them. That way, if you didn't see it live, you can see it later and know what we're talking about. Having a little fun talking a little foosball. We got preseason is officially kicked off. We're in the off season of the NFL. Ready to see it, ready to do it. Excited for it. There's gonna be a lot of changing things. So it's gonna be exciting to try to see who goes where. I need to take a look at all the free agents possible. That'll probably be what we talk about today for a good chunk of it. As we pull up the research here for all that kind of information. And then we got a few other hot topics that I kind of want to talk about. So what we need to talk about is Travis Kelce's last season, 2024. A lot of people are pointing to say he's fallen off. He's not this, that, or the other. There's a lot of flaws in his game. He's not Travis Kelce. But let's not get it quite mistaken here. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Has Travis Kelce fallen off? A lot of people will say that he has. I don't believe so. This is the Bold Sports Show. I'm your host, Mr. KC, and let's talk about it. Let's look at the giant picture. Everybody will look at the Kelce standard of 1,000+ yard seasons back to back to back to back to back like you've never seen before. You can start putting these GOATs 1,000 yard seasons together to equal the amount that Travis Kelce has already gotten, let alone the back to back to back to back conversation. It's kind of wild when you start repeating yourself back to back to back to back. But let's look at this season that Travis Kelce just had in 2024. Top 5 in the NFL. Look at these numbers. They don't lie. The numbers speak for himself. In an off year, Travis Kelce looks like a top 5 tight end. This is what a typical tight end looks like. Now you're saying, yeah, but that's not the greatest. Look at there's people above him. Well, let's look at the Gronk conversation. Everybody likes to point to Gronk being the GOAT or whatnot, but he's only had 4 1,000 yard seasons. It's the only position where you had to be elite for less than a handful of years. This off year, this terrible season that Travis Kelce had is a top 5 season in Gronk's career. Let that sink in. That's how you know he's excellent. We talk about how terrible he is, how trash Travis Kelce has done. We question if he's still got it in his heart. They question if he's still got it in his heart. Nobody knows. Is he going to play next year? Absolutely. This is Bold Sports Show. We make predictions. But pretend like this was just some terrible year for Travis Kelce is not accurate in the history books. It's only when you judge it compared to himself that it is an off year. And that's why the standard isn't what Gronk did with blocking, even though he had 3,300 less snaps than Kelce currently has. So that's 1,000+ blocks more than Gronkowski, but we'll pretend that you can block better from the bench. We'll make that magically happen. You know, the saying your best ability in football is availability suddenly goes out the window when we talk about goats to tight end. But you know, the all of a sudden the bar for success is Travis Kelsey's level. Let's not forget that. That's exactly what you're seeing. It's pretty wild, folks. Don't forget to hit that little like, subscribe, and we're live every Wednesday at 9:30. We're loaded. You know, some things you just gotta get off your chest. It just blows your mind when you see people make silly statements like, "Oh, he's trash. He's horrible." Look, it's unbelievable. They used to write ESPN. You can look it up. ESPN wrote articles about how great of a blocker Travis Kelsey is. He's asked to do it less. That's the difference. That's the difference we're seeing. Now, on the thumbnail, you might have seen a little Eli Manning, a little Eli Manning cover. A little picture, a little picture. How's it going? Shout out Nathaniel and get a hi to you. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the rains. We have a little Eli Manning on the cover, and it was interesting. It was very interesting to see. People forget what Eli Manning did to Tom Brady. People always make fun of Eli Manning. People question if Eli Manning is even a Hall of Fame quarterback. Could you imagine if Eli doesn't make the Hall of Fame? That would be pretty wild. That would mean both quarterbacks that beat Tom Brady weren't even a Hall of Fame quarterback. It's kind of comical that a backup quarterback can come in and destroy Tom Brady. And people want to magically forget that that's how it happened. People will make a lot of comments. Tom Brady never left the field down. And it's the craziest thing they ever said. It's not true. We're out here making up stories. This is a problem with doing like a lot of parrot talk when you hear stats. Sometimes you might want to fact check your own stats. Like if you're going to start yippity yapping away some numbers that you never looked up, you might want to double check. Because they'll be like, Tom Brady, you know, it's his defense to let him down. You know, it was never him. He always left the game in the lead. Not true. Not true at all. Not true at all. So, biggest lie you've ever seen. Biggest lie you ever seen. Like, they completely forget the last time Tom Brady lost in the Super Bowl. How did he lose it? How did he lose it? Well, if you go to, what was it, 212, 222, something like that, in the fourth quarter of that time, I think it's 222. If you go to 222 in the fourth quarter of the Eagles game, the Eagles Super Bowl with Tom Brady, you know what you're going to see? You're going to see Tom Brady get the ball after the Eagles score. He needs to go down the field and score some points. And next thing you know, Tom Brady chokes. He fumbles. That's right, folks. People magically forget. You know what happened to Tom Brady after he lost his first Super Bowl? He first round exit out of the playoffs. That's the difference between GOATs. When you start looking at these careers, Tom Brady never sniffed a three-peat. Never sniffed it. Never even sniffed one. Someone tried to argue he sniffed it 3 times. And they even posted the years they won and lost the Super Bowl. Like they can even look at the numbers and see that whatever the malarkey they're saying is factually inaccurate, and they'll still blimmer blah blah along. It's wild to see. It kind of blows your mind sometimes, but that's the way foosball is. That's how it goes. People hate straight talk until they hear it, though. You know, you're crazy. You don't remember it right, and then you start bringing out what actually happened, how it actually goes. Someone even tried to post the rules, suggesting that hitting someone in the face isn't a penalty because you fumbled. Mm, mm. He's going for the ball. Mm. Wild to see. Oh, Brandon Ayuk got pulled over. How about that? They thought his track hog was stolen. Jeez Louise. Ah, dilly woody. Can't buy nothing nice. you know? You just can't buy nothing nice. Saquon had a pretty excellent little Philadelphia Eagles parade. He probably got like Walter Payton Man of the Year honors from the bold predictions from his Super Bowl performance. Saquon Barkley was walking down in the parade, celebrating, having a good old time. And on the sideline, he sees the ball boy. Sees the ball boy on the sidelines of the parade, watching and enjoying. And he walks up to that ball boy on the other side of the gate, looks at him, and is like, "What are you doing? Why ain't you on this side?" And then it's like they told him no. They told him no. It ain't this, that, ain't that. So he picks up the ball boy and puts him on the parade field, on the parade route, excuse me, and just has the time of their life celebrating. Like, man, talk about fumbling the bag for the New York Giants. The New York Giants deserve to be trash for infinity and beyond. Not only did you, let's talk at what it cost to have Saquon Barkley. If you start talking about the skill positions in the NFL, the running back is the cheapest to pay. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about. Saquon Barkley can be the most impactful player on his team. 2,000 yards. Look, that whole Super Bowl performance was won because they knew we were going to sell out trying to stop Barkley. And the Chiefs did. The Chiefs did stop Barkley. Congratulations. You know what I mean? Congratulations. The sole focus of the team is on this one guy. Saquon Barkley should have been the MVP. It just absolutely blows my mind. Saquon Barkley should have been the MVP. It's just a quarterback award at this point. If you just don't want to give it to Lamar Jackson, you're tired of giving it to Lamar Jackson, I get it. I understand it. Not a problem. You can say we're not giving it to Lamar again. But that doesn't mean you go to the next guy on the list in the quarterback position. You can start looking around if it's not the all-pro quarterback. If you're going to vote and say, we know who the best quarterback season was, and it was Sir Lamar Jackson. And you'll say, no, that's not the MVP. That's not the MVP. Josh Allen did more with less, even though he didn't do more. He did less. He did less with less. That's what Josh Allen did. That is what we see. It wasn't a do more with more kind of situation. That's not even close to what happened. Not even in the ballpark. No, you said you're tired of Lamar Jackson. MVP is a quarterback award, so we can't look at guys like Saquon Barkley, just like we couldn't look at CMC last year. Derrick Henry had almost 2,000 yards. We can't talk about that. Kansas City didn't shut him out in week 1. He would have been a 2,000-yard back. We don't have that conversation. No. 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 We're going to give it to the guy that is a good guy. Look, Josh Allen, and that doesn't take away from Josh Allen's season. He still had a good season, but it wasn't statistically the best in any shape or form. There's guys with more yards, more touchdowns. Pat Mahomes is in a down year and threw for hundreds of more yards. You could have given Josh Allen, you'd take Josh Allen 2 more games to catch Pat Mahomes' yardage. And this is what we're doing. This is where we're at. Okay. And it ain't just me. Other people called it out. You know what I mean? Like, it happens. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Let me see. Oh, the Eagles parade. These Eagles gotta go. Eagles fans crazy. This is how you know the NFL ain't rigged. They definitely want to pick Philly for winning the championship on this one. Like, sheesh. Let's be completely honest. We know better than that. Eagles fans told the Philadelphia mayor to wrap it up. They started chanting, wrap it up, because she's talking too much. Like, this is the Philly that we all know and love. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Shut up, bitch. No one wants to hear you, lady. AJ Brown dropped the mic. I think there was a shooting. Quincy Mitchell was probably the drunkest man in Philly. But no one wants to talk to, like, they should not have put a microphone in front of him. Aaron Rodgers is officially a free agent. Let's not do this again, Vikings. Look, the Vikings signed Aaron Rodgers. That'd be absolutely glorious. It'd be fan-freaking-tastic. Dickerson had a pretty good performance, pretty good beer chug. Let's we'll rewatch his beer chug and rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. See where we're at. See what we're looking like. It's always nice when you see players interact with fans. He definitely needs to hit a little Germ-X on his hands before he goes, too much the hands to the face. But shout out to, making sure everybody showed up to be front of line, do it. Oh, look at him, beer chug. Oh, he spilled weight. A little heavy spill on the front end, not much on the back end. Because sometimes when you get a heavy front end spill, you'll notice a heavy back end spill. That was not what he was on. It was just probably a little shaking up of a beer. He was walking pretty hard. I'm going to give that a solid 8.5 out of 10 from Landon Dickerson. Shout out to that. It was a pretty good little beer chug. Jalen Hurts had a pretty good little speech. Pretty good to see. Pretty interesting. Chiefs are going to give Kelsey a deadline for retirement. Ooh. Let me see what's going on here. Let's see. All right, let's do this. So the Chiefs have given Travis Kelce a deadline of mid-March, approximately March 15th, to let him know is he going to retire or not. And this is the Bold Sports Show, so you know we're going to find out. Let's talk about it. Around March 14th, to be specific. Whew. It's got to be tonight by midnight, or he gets traded for the Lakers. Chiefs traded a tight end LeBron James to he used to play basketball. That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I understand it. You want to know? Yeah. And the thing is, I think my thing is, man, I get a lot of bruh. If it's the most common comparison. I get a lot of different ones, you know, but that's got to be numero uno, number one. Like a lot of people point to different people, guys. Like some people will be like, "Oh, that's Travis Kelce," and I'm like, the only thing me and Travis got in common is we're white and have lived in Kansas City. Like let's be completely honest. And at least I think the Bam's spot on. We've gotten a few funky ones, you know. It all depends on what the hair length and what the beard length is. People come up with different ones, but no matter what, I always get Bam. So it's probably the closest comp. Appreciate it though. Appreciate you popping in. That's pretty cool. I'll always be a Bam fan. It's hard not to be, bruh. It is hard not to be. At least, like, you hope he does better. You know, like you want him to have more of the Steve-O, you know, kind of path where you kind of turn your life around. But, you know, like I never lived in his shoes. He never lived in mine. So, you know, I don't know what he's been through type stuff. So hopefully, Bam, you know, best of luck to the dude, man. You know, growing up, he was a legend, you know. I'm waiting for his redemption arc. Yeah, it'll be glorious if he has it, it'll be a glorious redemption arc. Like, and I totally think it's possible. Like, he's got enough supporters, enough people that you know wish him better. You know, like, man, he's a good skater too, dude. Like, it's just rough to see, real rough to see. Shout out to Bam. You know, yeah, we all make choices, though. You'll be there one day. You either do or you don't. You know, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. We'll keep the hope alive. Shout out to Bam. Oh man, that takes me back. You know, it's kind of interesting that whole area of entertainment was really wild. You know, you don't really even see it today. You know, people today would see that and be like, bro, y'all just trying too hard. You're doing too much. You wilding out, you know. And cameras are so around that I'm glad that we don't see people in shopping carts flying down, you know, and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Like we needed a different path in life because that is, as we can see, it has a very destructive tendencies, you know. But like, it's all right, you know. You got to live and learn, you know. Life is about experiences, you know. That's why when people like to point and be like, "Oh, the Chiefs lost. Oh, isn't it terrible?" I'm like, bruh, we've been to 5 Super Bowls in 7 years. Like, if you think that's a horrible life as a sports fan, then like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'll do it again next year if we got to. Like it don't matter. I'll be back in the dance. I'm a Chiefs fan that used to celebrate making the playoffs. Making the playoffs was my Super Bowl every year as a Chiefs fan. So And that was winning a playoff game was winning the Super Bowl. I mean, that meant the Super Bowl was a real possibility, like I said it was all season. And now, in this new age Chiefs fan, we're spoiled. We're spoiled fucking fans, and people don't even realize it. People want to point it and make fun of the spoiled brat, and that's what it is. Chiefs fans are a bunch of spoiled brats. You can tell by Pat Mahomes not making the Pro Bowl. It was the biggest travesty I've ever seen. It took Niners years fans to accept their fate. Look, and it does, you know? And even like the Niners fans will be real mad about the two losses they had against the Chiefs recently, but it just shows you that whole fan base knows the expectation is winning and to be a dynasty. You know, people think dynasties just grow on trees. You know, we see them, but like there's only a hand been so many of them. You know, and every time when we see one, we absolutely hate them. Look at the Patriots. Nobody liked the Patriots. People start writing Tom Brady that will have talked smacked on him for the last 25 years. They'll start telling you all these stories of greatness about how he went to 10 Super Bowls, but completely ignore the 15 years he didn't. You know what I mean? Like they don't want to talk about that part. They want to say the GOAT conversation's over because he lost. And it's like, bro, Tom Brady lost to a backup. Come on. What are we doing here? What are we talking about? Like the only reason Eli Manning is gonna be in the Hall of Fame is because he beat you. Like let's be honest. Eli Manning, if he never won two Super Bowls, would not be a Hall of Fame quarterback. He lost to two non-Hall of Fame guys. Let's be completely honest. You strip him of that resume, and it's gone. And then, but everybody just hates the dynasty. They hated the Patriots. They hated the Cowboys. We hated the Niners dynasty. You know, the Niners dynasty was worse because it was like the Green Bay's era of like record of success, but compacted in just a short amount of time. Like you went from having Joe Montana winning Super Bowls to Steve Young winning Super Bowls. Like it was like no matter what the Niners could do, they was cheating. You know, they was not being fair, and it was just crazy to see. Yo, Gibbs, Mr. First, shout out my boy Gibbs. How you doing? How we feeling this morning, Gibbs? You enjoying it, Mr. First? Shout out to Gibbs. He's solid dude. With a solid team, the Lions, bro. Kind of crazy to say solid team and Lions in one sentence, but here we are knowing it's true. I'm excited to see this offseason. I want to know who's going where. Want to make my picks. You know, this might be the first year I run back my picks. I might. Right now, I'm still feeling. I think people are disrespecting the Lions. They forgot. They forgot it took 20 guys on injured reserve to not make it. Like, whew. Wish you could have had that. Wish you could have had the Lions. I like the Chiefs' chances better there. Because Philadelphia just fucking rocked our world. Because the NFC is secretly better than we thought they were, huh? Yeah. Everybody want to talk about how all the good quarterbacks are in the AFC. These damn defenses are in the NFC. They're loaded. Tough to see. Well, folks, that's been the Bold Sports Tailgate Show for Saturday. I'm going to save half an hour for tomorrow. Y'all enjoy yourself.